Yeah, you know who it is. If you don't, it's your boy Shake. So what up 2K fans, you know who it is, boy Shake. Today I want to discuss the top 5 things that 2K has to get right for NBA 2K24. Now, I personally don't think the majority of the people that play 2K worry about gameplay as much as they let on to. This is because at its core, it's still the game that we all know and love. There's always some concern about certain badges and certain animations, but regardless, the majority of the people that love 2K are still gonna buy the game because it's just 2K. It's their favorite game. It's the only good basketball game out there. But if I had to think of the number one concern from the community for 2K23, it would definitely have to be VC. Now 2K23 made $1 billion, so I doubt there's gonna be any major changes to VC, but I still think there needs to be a more streamlined way to earn VC, especially for newcomers, rather than side missions and trivia. Now in 8 seasons, I made 9 builds this year, but I'm a content creator. You can't really expect other people to make that kind of investment, especially if they're worried of making a mistake, making the wrong build, and wasting a lot of time and a lot of money. I don't feel like it should cost $100 to max out one build, and I definitely don't think people should feel so guilty when they make a mistake on their build because they miss 1 or 2 attributes and they can't get a certain animation now, they can't get a certain badge, and they feel like they wasted that income. Hopefully there's been some analytics that show that if they reduce the prices a little bit, people will play longer and or make more builds that'll make them play longer. It's a great thing that we have crossplay and now we can join communities on Xbox and PlayStation. But what good is that if a lot of people just quit playing the game January and February and they don't latch on to these season rewards simply because they don't have enough money to continue to compete? Second on my list is gameplay, because you can't have a great game without good gameplay. And I feel like 2K is already heading in the right direction with the exclusion of that one quick drops off of one animation. But last night, Mike Wang also tweeted that he got rid of Gold Limitless Takeoff. Now in my opinion, I figure they should have just upped the amount of attributes that it would have taken to get that animation or to even get Gold Limitless Takeoff. Put it at like a 90+ dunk rating so it'll be out of reach for lesser non-dunking builds. But I don't want you guys to panic if you're a big fan of Gold Limitless Takeoff. More than likely he either renamed it or rolled it into another badge, or it might just be part of TakeOver now. One of my concerns is, when is the ankle bully gonna return? I mean, this is like 2 years in a row where 2K kind of killed ankle breaking, and I really want to see that make a big return. And I know it's not just a skill thing or I'm just doing the wrong animations, because I host the top 10 plays of the week. This year I can count on one hand how many times I put up a top 10 ankle breakers video. In the past I couldn't go a whole month without doing at least one. Now obviously there's a lot more pressing issues with regards to gameplay than ankle breakers. That's just something that means a lot to me because I used to love doing those clips for you guys. But if I discuss everything, we'll be here for another 30 minutes. So let me know what some of your concerns are with regards to gameplay in the comment section below. Number 3 on my list is grinding new builds. I'm not really sure. It could have been 2K17 or 18 when they first introduced and made a big deal out of skippable cutscenes. But how could they make that mistake all over again in 2K23 with forced side quests? When I made a new build, the one thing that I dreaded the most was that if my guys were not online, I'd have to grind that build in my career mode offline, and it just completely deterred me from wanting to do it because I had to put a hot dog on my head and wear a bunch of fashion I didn't care about. I mean, heck, that's probably the primary reason why there's so many bad players in the rec center and in the theater, because they don't want to grind my career either. They'd rather take L's with randoms than grind my career offline. Now we did hear that there's optional quests in 2K24, and that's a good start. But in order for 2K24 to be successful, 2K needs to confirm that grinding new builds isn't going to be too expensive and too tedious with the actual storyline, just turning you off from even wanting to make new builds. And that's my segue into number 4. 2K has to nail the My Player Builder. Now keep in mind, I understand that every year there's going to be a meta. There will always be a meta build. More than likely there'll be some YouTuber that's just dominating with a certain type of build, and the whole community gravitates towards that because they see a lot of success in it. Or eventually someone like me who stays in the lab all day is just gonna find that one mid-grade build that could do a little bit of everything really well, and pretty much people will gravitate towards that. Either way, you're not escaping the meta, but I do think 2K needs to increase the amount of attributes needed for certain badges and animations. We don't always need to get rid of the badges of certain animations, but just make it harder for every build to be able to access them. Nothing I'm saying right now will really matter, because once it drops, there'll be 100 videos on the best build, the meta build. It's gonna run rampant through the community right away. But as good as the My Player Builder is in 2K23, it's not perfect, and it shouldn't be excluded from retooling. I've been seeing a lot of people suggesting we go back to pie charts. I'm not necessarily ready to make that return, because I'm all about progress and making adjustments for the future, but I can see why certain limitations was appreciated, because you didn't have every single build being able to do just about everything. I mean, once the community starts making 6'9" and 6'10" centers that can dribble, shoot threes, and play good defense, obviously there's some things that need to be changed. I mean, what are we gonna do when Victor Wembanyama comes to the game, 7'5"? Are we gonna have 7'5" ball handling centers now too? No matter what this community has thrown at me, we've survived and we balled out anyway, so I'm excited regardless. Bring it on. Hey, as long as I'm having fun, it's all that really matters. And last but not least, the environment, the overall atmosphere of the locations that we're playing ball in. In 2K23, we got new rec center jerseys every season, but no actual change to the rec center environment. There's a large community of people that play rec as their primary location. I know, because when I make a new build, I grind my new build in the rec center. There's even season rewards for the rec center, and y'all also put out 2 times rep in the rec center. But regardless of the improvements from 2K23 to past rec centers, it still gets boring in the same location for an entire 12 months. I think there should be a squads in the rec, 3 to 5 players, and there should be a random squads in the rec center. And I think the random squads should be able to wear their street clothes and whatever they want, all the drip that they be wearing in the city. This way, if you're playing with a squad, you get real jerseys so you can tell everybody apart. But if you're playing with randoms, it don't even matter. You can satisfy that community that wants to wear whatever they want in the rec center, and you'll help out the community that doesn't want to play Team Pro-Am in a sweaty environment when they're just trying to build up on their new builds, and they can still play with a team in the rec center. I did mention this on social media that I think that 2K should consider allowing the community to get more involved with the creation of the jerseys for the rec center too. There's already a lot of customizable options in 3v3 and Team Pro-Am. Maybe 2K could host a contest, let guys in the community customize some dope jerseys for the next seasons. Doesn't have to be the ones I'm showing you guys on screen right now. Those are just custom jerseys, but at the end of the day, I think 2K should let the community get more involved in that. This way we're not arguing over how poorly the jerseys are designed for the next season. Heck, in 2K18, we had kiosks where we could design our own shirts, and in 2K19, we could do that at a certain rep level. We could design our own shirts. I understand why they took some of that out of the game because of branding issues and legal problems, but still, taking what's already in the game and putting that to use and letting the community get involved, I think that'll be a good move for 2K24. I, for one, have made it very clear that I just never liked the event center. I didn't like the gray backgrounds. I didn't like the elevator. I also didn't like the fact that this year, we actually didn't have any rival day. So I'm definitely looking forward to 2K bringing competition back, but making sure the environments that we play in is something to look forward to is a big deal. I can make reference to 2K20 when I used to get excited for the events on the weekends. Used to get excited for, what was it, Sunday? We had the Recess event for like an hour or 2 in the morning. Maybe have a ladder tournament where you have to win 10 games, make it to the very top, and every loss you go back down on the ladder. Guys who finish first can get special prizes and a lot more VC, but everyone who finishes to still get prizes in VC, but they come home with a trophy that it can be displayed in their personal, living space in the game, like a My Court or something like that. Man, I wouldn't mind seeing them bring that back too. Now, I always have a lot of ideas, but I'm more interested in hearing from you guys, so let me know in the comment section below. What are your top 5 things that you think 2K needs to nail for NBA 2K24? So as always, it's your boy Shake. I appreciate you guys for coming through. I know I've been a little bit more relaxed on uploading content lately. Been playing a lot of other games. Definitely want to get a rest before 2K24 drops. But keep it locked right here for more news. Lots more information coming your way. Smack that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.